Stoicism is something that only guys should practice, right? This common misunderstanding doesn't give Stoicism its full potential. Today, we're going to show you how this ancient philosophy is not only for guys but also for women and offers them great advice. Stoicism teaches principles of emotional intelligence, personal growth, and resilience that are necessary for everyone to overcome gender differences. Explore the 7 strong reasons why Stoicism is important. Philosophy for women that gives them tools for self-empowerment and a happy life. Before we start, I'd appreciate it if you could like the movie and help me keep spreading the Stoic philosophy. If you haven't already, I suggest that you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. The first lesson is how to deal with societal expectations. Dealing with social expectations is often like walking a tightrope, especially true for women who have to deal with a lot of set roles and standards. Stoicism, a philosophy based on understanding what we can control and what we cannot, offers a profound way to navigate these situations. ***, the waters think ***, about what a young woman went through. Sarah, a budding entrepreneur, lives in a neighborhood where the majority of her friends are pursuing more traditional career paths or personal lives. Every day, she is asked questions like, "When are you going to settle down? Why not a regular job?" These questions are part of her daily interactions. In the midst of these external pressures, it is clear that society expects a woman to choose a traditional path. Epictetus' words, "We have the power over our minds, not outside events," strike a deep chord with Sarah, and Stoicism becomes her center. Realize this, and you will find strength. This Stoic wisdom enables Sarah to distinguish between the expectations of the community and her own aspirations. She understands that she has complete control over how she perceives and responds to other people's opinions and questions, even though she cannot change their opinions or questions. Sarah begins to see these societal pressures not as barriers but as external noise that she can choose to tune out. She focuses on her entrepreneurial goals, channeling her energy into her passions and work rather than worrying about fitting into a traditional mold. Additionally, Stoicism helps her understand these societal expectations with a sense of equanimity. Sarah discovers the strength to create her own path, one that is in line with her aspirations and values. She learns the art of internal reinforcement, valuing her own accomplishments and self-worth based on her own standards, not those of other people. This shift in perspective not only helps her deal with outside pressures, but also brings her a deep sense of peace and confidence in her decisions. Stoicism is a powerful tool for women like Sarah to navigate societal expectations. It teaches the importance of focusing on what is within one's control, letting go of the need to conform to external pressures, and focusing on one's thoughts, actions, and reactions. This lesson isn't just about being strong, it's also about having the power and freedom to live your life the way you want to. ***, the second session, Balancing Emotional Work ***. Balancing emotional work, a job women often bear an unfair share of the load, creates a unique task in both personal and professional surroundings. Consider a situation where a woman finds herself in the midst of managing family dynamics while also facing professional pressures. Her role often extends to emotional support, from being an empathic listener to her family to maintaining composure in a high-stress work environment, can be draining, but Stoicism offers a guiding light. The Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes control over our actions and thoughts rather than external events, becomes a crucial tool. This approach is exemplified by Seneca's wisdom. The best way to deal with anger is to delay responding. By adopting this principle, she learns to stop and think about her feelings before responding, whether she is in a tense family situation or a difficult work situation. She becomes more adept at handling emotional work as a result of this Stoic practice's transformative shift. Figuring out where you need to be emotionally involved and where you might benefit from taking a step back. She doesn't want to become emotionally distant. Instead, she wants to be choosy and deliberate about the emotional connections she makes. Additionally, Stoicism teaches the importance of self-care and setting boundaries, as well as the necessity of looking after one's emotional health. Giving herself time to do things that make her feel better, like solitary hobbies, exercise, or just quiet thought, is important to her. Stoicism principles help in cultivating a sense of equilibrium amid workplace stress by not reacting impulsively to stressful situations or difficult colleagues. She not only preserves her emotional energy, but also fosters more harmonious interactions. ***, third lesson. Overcoming gender bias ***. Overcoming gender bias is a persistent challenge faced by many women, manifesting in various aspects of life from the workplace to personal relationships. Stoicism transforms from an ancient philosophy to a contemporary tool invaluable for women navigating the complex landscape of emotional labor. In a world where gender bias frequently undermines women's accomplishments and challenges their authority, Stoicism, with its principles of inner strength and focusing on what one can control, offers a powerful approach to this problem. Stoicism is a foundational philosophy that teaches the importance of finding validation and strength within oneself rather than looking for it from outside sources that might be biased. Marcus Aurelius said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking." This Stoic principle comes through clearly in his words. Regardless of external judgments or biases, this viewpoint empowers women to find resilience within themselves. If a woman in a leadership position often faces overt or subtle doubts about her abilities because of her gender, Stoicism gives her the mental tools to deal with these issues. Instead of letting these biases affect her self-worth, she learns to base her confidence in her skills and values. She knows that she can't change other people's prejudices, but she can change how she reacts to them. A sense of self-assurance rooted in one's own beliefs and skills is fostered by this Stoic approach. It helps women fight gender bias without having to directly confront it. Instead, they can do so through the quiet strength of their actions and their unwavering belief in their own abilities. This is done by focusing on what a woman can control, her actions, choices, and how she sees herself. She sets a high level of excellence that can't be lowered because of bias. Also, Stoicism teaches the value of rational thinking and objective judgment, both of which can help break down gender biases. When women approach situations with a Stoic mindset, they can figure out why biases happen and deal with them calmly and clearly. This not only aids in personal development, but also paves the way for the development of more equitable environments, whether at work or in social situations. Stoicism also advises women to see difficulties, such as gender bias, as chances for character development and personal growth. Stoicism advises viewing bias as a challenge rather than a problem. Courage, integrity, and resilience. Through Stoicism, women learn that their power lies not in changing other people's gender biases, but in strengthening their inner fortitude and improving their ability to respond with wisdom and stoicism. This shift in perspective transforms how women interact with and overcome gender biases. Not only does this philosophy help people get over gender bias, but it also gives them a strong sense of self-reliance and confidence. So Stoicism isn't just a philosophical guide, it's also a set of useful tools that women can use to deal with the complicated facts of gender bias in their everyday lives. ***, the fourth lesson, embracing authentic leadership ***. As a woman, often entails navigating a sea of stereotypes and strict expectations. Stoicism, with its emphasis on virtue, self-awareness, and integrity, acts as a reliable compass for women on this trip, pointing them in the direction of a leadership style that fits with who they really are. Stoic lessons, particularly those from Epictetus, who advised, "First tell yourself what you will be, and then do what you have to do," emphasize the importance of self-definition in leadership. This philosophy encourages women leaders to examine themselves and find their core values and strengths. Developing a leadership style that aligns with one's true self, whether that be rooted in empathy or aggressiveness, is more important than copying traditional leadership archetypes that are frequently characterized by these traits. Picture a woman leading a project team who feels like she needs to show a certain kind of leadership to show that she is in charge. Stoicism pushes her down a different path, one in which she doesn't copy other people, but instead uses her own unique qualities to lead. Building a team atmosphere that values each member's input or taking a calm, strategic approach to problems are two examples of how to lead through empathy and understanding. This approach not only strengthens her leadership, but it also earns her team's respect and loyalty. The leadership skill of Stoicism includes how to deal with problems and complaints, especially when women are being closely watched. The philosophy encourages a balanced reaction, neither ignoring criticism completely nor accepting it without question. Instead, it encourages a thoughtful analysis of feedback, drawing lessons from it where they exist and strengthening one's dedication to their leadership. Vision. The Stoic view of leadership as a role of service and responsibility strikes a chord deep within me. It moves the focus from power and control to stewardship and guidance, which is a view that frequently aligns with the natural communal and nurturing instincts present in many women. This new understanding of leadership as a way to help others keep the team together and motivated. Through the lens of Stoicism, collective success can be especially powerful. Leadership is more than beyond mere role fulfillment. It transforms into an avenue for significant and impactful influence, shaped by a clear understanding of one's virtues and a firm commitment to living them out for women leaders. Stoicism is a practical manual for navigating the complicated dynamics of leadership, as well as a philosophy. Grace, strength, and being real. The fifth lesson. Setting clear personal boundaries. Setting personal boundaries, especially for women, can be hard because it's hard to keep your own space while also juggling different personal and professional roles. In the realm of Stoicism, there is a deep understanding that while we cannot control the actions or expectations of others, we have complete sovereignty over how we respond to them. Focusing on what we can control, our actions, thoughts, and responses, provides a solid foundation for establishing and maintaining these boundaries. This insight aligns with Epictetus' teaching that we are disturbed by our thoughts about what happens, not by what actually occurs. For a woman who has to deal with constant demands on her time and energy, this philosophy can be a powerful tool that helps her see that her resources are hers to use however she chooses. Think about a workplace where a woman's boundaries are frequently put to the test, such as by having too much work to do, unreasonable due dates, or even nosy questions. To clearly define these boundaries, Stoicism gives her the power. She learns to say no when demands are too much for her or when they invade her personal time, not as an act of rebellion, but as a way to protect her health and keep up the quality of her work. This Stoic practice is more than just setting limits. It's about changing one's mindset from looking for approval from others to trusting and valuing one's own judgment. This change is crucial for women, who are often taught to put other people's needs before their own. Stoicism encourages finding strength and autonomy in making choices that resonate with personal values and well-being, even if they go against what other people expect. Stoicism also stresses the importance of self-awareness as a key component of knowing one's own limits and communicating them successfully. This level of self-reflection enables a woman to clearly define her boundaries and understand her goals, building respect and understanding with those around her as she deals with the challenges of boundary setting. Stoicism provides fortification. It teaches that sometimes putting up with short-term pain is necessary for long-term peace and happiness. A woman who lives by this philosophy can set limits knowing that they are good for her mental and emotional health. So, Stoicism becomes a useful and powerful tool for women. Building a feeling of personal agency and self-respect is more important than putting up walls. It helps women live their lives with honor, making sure that their needs and ideals aren't forgotten as they juggle many responsibilities. Lesson number 6. Embracing amor fati in adversity. Embracing amor fati in adversity is an important Stoic practice, especially for women facing unique challenges. This lesson focuses on the Stoic idea of amor fati, which means love of fate, encouraging acceptance of all aspects of life, including adversity, as necessary, and enriching the essence of life. It means seeing every challenge, setback, or difficulty not just as something to put up with, but as an opportunity to be embraced. Women who frequently face a variety of personal and societal challenges can find in this principle a way to transform their experiences into sources of strength.